loading up the Wii U for some reason. Horrible mistake, I know. Wow, this game is really bad. That's enough 3DS for the day. Jeez, man, that was quite a step up from that other painstakingly average piece of interactive media that I just played before this. But, you know, that kind of begs the question, what other games can be revamped like that, you know? There's so many dead video game IPs that have been brutally slaughtered and demolished over the past 30 years or so, and some of them, you know, they just need a second chance. Let's look at Ice Climber. Every average person who knows who the Ice Climbers are, or in other words, are considered normal, will probably say, oh, the Ice Climbers? Oh, I know who those guys are from. They're from Super Smash Bros. Melee, Molly, whatever it's called. But they actually aren't, because really they're from a little-known game called Ice Climber. Other games like Duck Hunt and Game & Watch are in a similar boat. The most they've been represented in the past decade has been Super Smash Bros. But we saw a franchise revamp happen to Kid Icarus, so odds are we'll see it happen to Huck Dunt, Lice Rhymers, and whoever else desperately needs a franchise reboot. You know, since we've got quite a few franchises to go through, why don't we just spin a wheel that decides which series I should put my blood, sweat, and tears into next, you know? That'd be pretty cool. Nice little gimmick for the video, yeah. Look over there! Whoa, we got Duck Hunt. Wow, Duck Hunt. Oh, that's a good game. The original Duck Hunt game was released on the Nintendo Biocontainment Center in 1864, and it was a must-have for the system. But then they never made a Duck Hunt sequel ever again. Until now. The Buck Hunt's all about the shooting ducks. It kind of looks like this. Alright, doggy, go get the duck. Go get it. Go get the duck. It's right there. Go get it. It's getting rained on. Okay, maybe that's debatable, but anyways. Like I said, the entire point is that you shoot ducks. And all you have to do is point at your CRT and hope to God that the NES Zapper hits pixels on your screen. And you know, that's pretty much it. It's pretty lame. But hear me out. What if in a new Muck Hunt game, the game is expanded so they have to traverse an open map, and you have to look for flocks of ducks, aim the ducks from a distance, fire at the ducks, and shoot them before they all fly out of a player's reach? I think this would add a thorough amount of depth to this cute little hunting game. Of course, this game would have to go for somewhat of a colorful, lighthearted art style, because I can't really imagine Nintendo wanting to do that. Yeah, this is for kids. Okay, maybe not exactly for kids. The whole premise of this Duck Hunt game would be to try and shoot all the ducks before they fly away, like the original NBCC game. But since it's 2018, it's all about the 4K next generation graphics. So if there's a single pixel in your game, nope, can't have that, no good. And also, unlike the original, the player jumps straight into a field, a swamp, whatever it is. And they have to look around the terrain for ducks and try not to scare them away.
There's a snake. I'm done here.
Since this will be a fully 3D third-person shooter, ducks, instead of flying off the screen, travel out of a specific area of land. And it's the player's job to shoot down those ducks before they leave the area, or else they'll become unreachable. So let's say the player comes across a duck. Oh, goody, wow, I hope this duck doesn't see me and run away. Oh, let's shoot it, woo! Oh, man, I missed. Whenever a player misses the duck starts traveling, or if it's already traveling, it moves even faster, and sooner or later, the more shots you miss, the sooner the duck will become out of reach, then it just gets faster and faster. Typically, there'll be flocks of ducks, so even though you can have an easy shot on one, that doesn't mean you can bop all of them and bingo, you win. It's not that easy. All of the ducks in a flock will get startled and run away, so you'll always be in a situation where you have to shoot them mid-flight. Alright, so this concept is really coming along, but if this game really wants to be a justified $60 title, it needs more modes. So we can have a single-player story mode that has multiple quote-unquote worlds that are separated based on different biomes. So we can have a typical duck hunt level, a swamp level, a forest level, an outdoor shopping mall level where you just go around cafes and shoot perfectly innocent ducks looking for bread. You know, it'll be good. And these maps could be used in a multitude of online modes, one being just a competition to see who can shoot the most ducks, or maybe one where one team are the ducks and one are the hunters, and each team has to try to reach a certain goal in order to win the game. There are tons of ideas that can be added. They don't even have to be practical. As long as each one has online support, you yourself can live the beautiful dream of playing a game online where you're on a team of astronauts and you're trying to protect the world from a bunch of duck UFOs that shoot lasers. Honestly, as long as the idea is compelling and isn't something like, oh look, now the ducks are penguins, wow, new mode. And that's it for duck, except replace the D with an F hunt. Now that I just taught your kid to swear, why don't we just spin that wheel, pretend it never happened. Ice Climber for the Sega Virtual Cast. See, that's a good game, but it's just... What are these horrible graphics? We gotta turn it into an FPS already, but... Actually, before we turn it into a Battle Royale game, what we're gonna do is... We're gonna explain the concept of Ice Climber, because I know a lot of people don't really understand the concept, because it's very, very difficult to understand, you know? Like, you can't just watch it and understand. I have to explain it to you, because it requires a lot of high intellect to understand it, you know? It hurts the brain a little bit, actually. I think I've lost a few brain cells from it. In frozen water, a person or animal that climbs, your goal is as simple as 2 + 2 = 3, because all you have to do is jump from platform to platform up a mountain. See, in this game, you don't suffocate from lack of oxygen, no. In Nintendo games, air is apparently not required to live. And that's really all there is to it when it comes to original gameplay. But if I was the guy in charge of Ice Climber 2, Electric Diddy Kong, Return of Samus Quest Boogaloo, the direction I would take Ice Climber would be to allow Nana and Popo to travel in a direction other than my sexuality, to make it 3D, and to make it a new take on beat-em-up games. The two Ice Climbers have hammers, right? Well, why don't they use them? I can already hear you typing in the comments already. Yeah, they do use them in the NES game and in Smash Bros. Yeah, whatever. But what is this crap? They can't just they can't protect themselves with this. There are birds, eggplant people, cotton candy people, really dangerous stuff. So there's more than enough reasons as to why these two should try to attack them seriously rather than just doing this stupid thing. Let's add up, dare I say, more attack options in order to remove potential frustration, and added a ton of camera angles to the gameplay that mix things up as you progress in a level. For example, you know how in the new Sonic games you always flip between 2D and 3D for some reason in the level? Well, what if we
steal that idea
and put it in this Ice Climber game, except instead of just 2D and 3D. We have a ton of different cameras that can vary throughout the game. One moment you could be walking forward, all fine, but then as soon as you come across a little mountain, the camera angle completely changes to 3D. If this was the case, then that would mean the Ice Climber 2, EDKROSQB, would be one of those platformers that aren't defined as either a 2D or a 3D platformer. Picture this. Nana and Popo are walking at a low altitude. A few enemies are sprinkled in there when some level ideas and gimmicks are introduced in a way a player can react to and get past the ease. But then, when the ice climbers finally start heading upwards, the level concepts are used again, but new ideas are being added to them. By the time the ice climbers are close to the top of the mountain, the stakes are high, and the level's difficulty gets even harder. The player's knowledge and skill they obtain from the start of the level to where they are now is put to the test, and the difficulty is at its maximum. So if you missed that, basically what I'm trying to say is that the special thing about Ice Climbers 2, from a level design standpoint, will be that every level starts out easy, but the difficulty is put to a moderately high level towards the end. I'm sorry. But one last thing I'd like to mention is how both my Nana and the Popo will cooperate in this new game. Unlike most other platformers, this game will essentially be made for 2 players. When one person is playing, it's their job to keep both Papa and Nono alive, because if one of them dies, then that specific ice climber will lose a life on their life counter, and not the one who didn't die. The lives aren't shared. Now, what's even the point of this? Doesn't this just overcomplicate things? Well, since CPUs in games are engineered to be, broken? A good way to make the game less frustrating would be to add the ability to save your friend who's getting ready to get pummeled by an enemy, or is about to fall to their doom. For about a second, a quick time event will appear on screen, and if one of the players hits the attack button to destroy an enemy, or if they hit a specified rope button before the quick time event passes, they can save their partner from possible cheap deaths. But these saving sequences will be very fast so that the game isn't too extraordinarily easy. So I'm tired of this topic. Bye! Excuse me, sir. Sorry to interrupt your conversation with the video camera there. Who are you? I'm an uncle who works at Nintendo. And I'm here to assassinate you in cold blood, mainly because we absolutely hate it when fans come up with better ideas than we do. Fiddlesticks. Man, that's gonna suck. Well, I mean, is the video still monetizable? Sorry, sir, but since you featured 2 seconds of Ice Climber gameplay in this video, we're also gonna have to steal your ad revenue as well. But you can't kill me yet. I mean, I have so much more ground to cover, more videos to make, more games to play. My non-existent fan base will be so disappointed in me. Sir, I know dying kind of sucks, but at the same time, it's just what it says at the job description. So I'm just gonna have to send a missile strike straight to the location, which is your house, and that happens to be 2... Wait, I'll give you anything. Literally anything. As long as it's not my life. Anything? What if I give him a SNES Classic? I mean, those are pretty rare and hard to come by, right? But here's the thing, I don't have one, though. I don't even know why people bought those. I mean, it looks just like an original SNES. Oh wait. Like my SNES Classic. A SNES Classic? Sweet, I don't have to buy a scalped one on eBay for $1,000. Yeah, dude, it even comes with Super Mario RPG. You know that great game? You like that game, it's my favorite of all time. Thank you very much. I'm gonna go play this with my wife and kids when I get home. I actually might use this as an anniversary gift for my wife, because if I didn't give her a SNES Classic, she would divorce me and take the house and the kid. It's kind of a big deal. Also, both of my parents died in a fatal car accident, which means if I did get divorced, I'd have to live on my own in a cheap apartment since the job doesn't really pay me well, and it's going to be quite a mess. So, thank you so much. I'm glad to have this. I'm glad you liked it. Why do you just bring that home? Wrap that gift for your wife. Just have a ball, you know. Just scurry on home. But thanks a ton. I'm glad to have this as a gift. No problem. Don't mention it. Yeah, come on. Yeah. Don't mention it. Hurry up, man. You don't want to miss your. You don't want to be too late. Come on. I gotta keep saying that. Thank you a ton. Thank you so much. You saved my life. Thank you. Jeez. Oh, that was a really close encounter with some random Nintendo employee that happened to look just like me. I'm just gonna go die real quick. If that's okay with you, just gonna suffocate myself. There we go. Hey, I'm TheGuyCreates from the future here to deliver you some updates with a real microphone this time, not just the camera. First of all, the upload schedule that I kind of established, we're going to throw that out the window. We're going to do, not a bi-weekly thing, but somewhere close. We're going to work a lot faster here at TheGuyCreates headquarters, aka my bedroom. But we're going to make a lot of things happen quicker. Mainly because summer is here, and, you know, summer break, you know, it's always good. And also, I've always been thinking about a Patreon. I'm not gonna release it anytime soon, but I'm thinking about it. So if there's a demand for a Patreon for whatever reason, why are you still here? Okay, that weirdo interrupted me. Anyway, the Patreon will come, and if people want it, that's all I'm gonna say before I get screamed at by this person on the bed. Also, thank you for watching the video, whether you liked it or not. I'm very new at this thing, so any constructive criticism is greatly appreciated. Okay, bye. Don't forget to smash the smash button, like